This is how we start this particular episode of Homa Bay Unplugged, Voices from the Heart of the Lake. And it's such an exciting, guys. This is not made up, this is not created. Like, if you don't see any interview on Homa Bay Unplugged, then you didn't see it anywhere else. Because this is where intellectualism meets creativity, meets awesome vibes, meets new information. This is the only place where you can get and interact with such awesome presentations and news. And like, post, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend that this is where it all happens. And on today's episode, you guys, no caps, no nothing. Like, this is a powerhouse. Not by little means, but she is actually a powerhouse. Achoki, a writer, presenter, host, a filmmaker. Yes, yeah, like she's basically everything all encompassed in one, and we'll get to know her better in this particular episode. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and as you know, at Homa Bay Unplugged, you always go through the source of the Nile, or any water bodies, or anywhere across the globe. And today you are in the capital city, Kisumu City. What a perfect way to start this particular episode. And you are at Lolwe Bookstore. As you can see, it's all books, 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 and more books. So yeah, let's dive in. Achoki. Why Achoki?
Achoki is my grandfather's name.
Yeah.
So my father was named Christopher Achoki Oro. And by virtue of inheriting my father's name, I am Benta Achieng Achoki. Yes. But often I struggled with Achoki because people used to say, Achoki is a Kisii name. Are you a Kisii? Are you a Kisii?
Yeah.
But then I translated into Luo. Achoki means to collect.
To collect. It's
So
not
I
being
mean,
tired.
Achoki is, can I collect you? Gather, mobilize, I think. But in Swahili, it'd say Achoki to mean you're not getting tired. But I think in my mother tongue, it's just to, I think, to mobilize. Can I collect you? Yeah.
And then you also can't mobilize when you're tired.
Yes, I mobilize and don't get tired.
Yes.
So I don't get tired, I mobilize and also organize.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I like the t-shirt, power to the people.
Thank you.
The field marshals. You tell us like more about it.
This was a gift from a comrade and a friend when we were in South Africa.
Yeah.
But also a field marshal was paying tribute to our revolutionary forefathers, the Akina Dedan Kimathi, who were field marshals, who organized the people and who, through their revolution, organized Kenyans towards what I'll call a semblance of independence in this country.
Yeah.
So they were field marshals. They worked in the fields, they organized in the bushes, in the terrain, and the active combat that led to independence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so you're taking us back. Who was Achoki as a child?
Oh Lord, I also struggle with my memories as a child.
Yeah.
But I was an only child for around 7 years. I stayed with my mom and my dad and also my mom's relative. I don't have memory of me staying in a nuclear setting.
Yeah.
But as a child, my father took me to school, brought me to school, gave me magazines to read.
Yeah.
And I played like a boy. My father used to tell me, act like a boy. Why are you being soft?
Yeah.
And I stamped power in space. I used to fight, beat boys.
Beat boys?
I'm not proud about this.
Yeah.
And I think it was when you were raised and as a dark looking child, you have to behave like a man. Because I think in skin color and blackness is often related to toughness and some sort of strength. And you are in a line or a queue with people, and maybe you run, you're getting scared, and they tell you, "Oh, Nimeusi, why are you getting scared?"
What?
I know, but and as a child, those were my struggles of colorism. I remember telling my mom that a friend told me that if I wash myself with a steel oil, maybe I'll be brighter. Wow. So I came home that day and I wanted to be brighter. I struggled with identity and of skin mostly. But I think it was awesome having my parents and my dad.
Yeah.
And also being able to just read what my father used to read. And I think for me it was the value of questioning, which still guides me through even as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, amazing. And how was schooling like?
I was a high performer.
Wow.
Definitely on the basis of what performance was then to those people.
Yeah.
And I scored good grades.
Yeah.
When we were having parents visiting school, I was the one who was told to come and, you know, say, what do we call it, your opening remarks and a vote of thanks. I was one of those people who, you know, I was the one who was mtetezi wa wanyonge. You know, go and tell the teacher this, because I did not fear teachers. I respected them, but we had to be hard. And for me, schooling was easy. I scored highly in my primary, went to Nia Girls High School, built on the rock. I went to MU. I wanted to study political science. I think I drew inspiration from my uncle who studied political science. But also for me was that any other thing, even as a child, with no term during that time, was everything was inherently political. But then I wanted to be mtetezi, so I wanted to be a lawyer. So unfortunate that I did not score enough for me to do laws. But for me, schooling was easy. It was easy. Easy in line with performance, but also struggling also with identity as a darker person and as someone from the ghetto.
Were there any particular instances that you can remember that really put you down in terms of like your identity and color?
Yes. Oh yes. When I was in Form 2, as a Form 2, you're in the peak of your adolescence. You're getting to know yourself. You are, you know, your sexuality, identifying yourself with. And I remember I was posted in some group. I had this dress on. I blame my cameras. I mean, I would have looked better in that picture even if I was being trolled. But I was even named some nickname, Mama Kyla. I didn't know, you know, you have people having a conversation and Mama Kyla, kumbe you are the Mama Kyla, you don't know. And it was so hard for me. I think I did not go through that phase enough. Later on, you start realizing that I could have grieved more. I could have, you know, had a community back then. But you don't speak about your struggles, even in that group when your picture is posted to people, because what if I tell them that I was bullied because of my skin color, and they'll see, hey, you deserve it. You know, sometimes we hold back because what if I opened up and people really, but sinukweli. And at that point, you're like, yes, I'm not trying to negate my skin color, but I'm just trying to tell you, hey, you know, there's an operation taking place here. And also in campus around, I think third year when he had gone for a trip in Mombasa, a certain boy had an altercation with a friend of mine. And me, I just, you know, why are you calling her names? And now the fight came back to me. And it was so bad. But for a long time, I blamed my friends, because me getting into that fight was to protect a friend. And I would have appreciated solidarity when the tables had turned now to me. And for me, those are two instances which I hold dear, but still which have been a driving force for me to try to have the conversation of colorism as a child of racism.
Amazing. And then so that's in the school setup, and then now at home or in the environment, how was it like just fighting for identity?
It's never different. You experience the same oppression in different contexts, in different places. And even at home, most recently when I had met comrades of mine from Senegal, and they were Wolof, darker than me. I remember even when I was in a political school in South Africa, and when I wanted to speak, the microphone was handed over, and the lecturer or the facilitator had his earphones on. He thought I was going to speak in French, because I looked like, for him, I looked a Wolof from Senegal. Then I told him, I am a Senegalese too, but I can speak in English. I don't want to tell him, hey, I'm from Kenya, because I'm like, fuck the colonial boundaries. And I remember telling someone that I think I want to marry a Wolof. Because I love their skin color as a dark person. Maybe it's
and
me.
The language, because the language seems hard.
It seems so hard. I mean, what is Zamarek? More love to my Wolof friends. But then this woman says, but what are you going to give birth to? When you marry somebody dark like that? And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, darker people have children and they're dark. Like, we're going to have a darker child. What do you? And for me, it's that conversation where if you are in the dating pool, you have to date someone lighter than you.
Yeah.
Because if you know prospects of having children, they should be lighter than you.
Yeah.
And it also for me to try to kill the melanin that I am rich in.
Yeah.
So it's hard in the community of people, and especially as a high performing student, people want to find something to put you down, and they say, God cannot give you everything. Now they use you in their own sense of beauty standards to put you as a dark child down, like, hey, at least you're bright. If you're not bright and you look like... And they talk about it in subtle ways, but sometimes I tend to think that sometimes it's so their own liking. But as an adult,
sure.
you have to know.
Like, things changes, because I've seen even in instances whereby people even get to bleach like their kids so that they look like a certain way, so that, I don't know, I've never understood this story of like colorism and culture, because even I met there's one of my friends, I think he even had like a conversation like that, like, you know what, you should also like get like a lighter woman so that your genetics work, blah 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 blah. I was like, you know, it's like, it's humanism. Like, you don't get to choose like whom to love, whom to settle with, or whom to live life with. And then it doesn't matter, like, a child will find a life of their own, people will find like lives of their own. And then it's also like about celebrating color and like who you are. And then you also didn't like give birth to yourself, so you can't really put people in boxes that now if you get this and then you get this melanin and then it's
you know, it's so unfair to bleach children, because you don't know if your child will be comfortable in their skin. You know, maybe if my mother had bleached me, it will be so unfair to me as someone who's really loved my skin as I am. But and people would say that bleaching is just in Kenya or among people who are dark skinned, but even Asian women bleach because we have this, you know, your likeness to white people kind of places you even in the job market. Because I don't have an issue with you not liking me as a woman, as a dark woman, or even not being in a place where you can engage me romantically. But the fact that my color as a dark girl has even influenced my life chances. There was a time I was looking for a job when I was in campus as a barmaid, and I was told, unakaa vizuri lakini hatutaki wasichana weusi. I don't know, I need money, so I cannot make money and survive my conditions because I am a dark woman. And it is a political question. Please don't like me, don't date me. But my skin color is preventing me from surviving my conditions. And I say this is a child of racism because now are people who are all dark-skinned people, you know, all shades of color of darkness. I will not say black because we have this analogy of white is good and black is bad, and can be used also to an African people where black people are bad and white people are good. But it was a likeness to whiteness and the way it places you differently. And also the beauty standards are also Eurocentric. And even me as a black woman, I'd be conventionally beautiful to some people because I have white teeth. Oh, my skin, maybe my color here is palatable to you. And even in Luos and other languages, they have dichol in Luos for us is maybe me. You know, my skin color to you, they say, ile black yako ndio poa. That is now dichol. But kuna black haikai vizuri. And you know, people find consolation. Darker women like me would find consolation in that. But I think comparison does not make you better. It's to compensate the hollow and the identity it rips you off. So I don't have a problem with color. Please don't date me romantically, but let not your prejudice affect me. You know, when it affects me, that is a political issue and it's an oppression that we need to have a conversation around.
It's actually a good thing that you also need to like sensitize more people, and then also even to celebrate like their blackness, because you see like most even like let's say like people want to look white, but most white also they want to look black because in terms of like their melanin, their complexion, they have to get like those dark chocolates and the dark things to be. So I've never understood like the human race, like where people always want what they don't have. Like so you find like a white person wanting to be darker, and then like the lighter person wanting to be lighter, and then the dark one to be too lighter. Like it's just a conversation. I'm like, you guys, it's just to just celebrate yourself.
But you know, sometimes it's to fetishize people. Oh, black men, they are strong. You know, they have a schlong. You see, it's hey, black. It's to fetishize people, and sometimes so sexual, and it is very concerning. I'd say, because why would, even when you visit sites, a black man of, no, a black woman
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
and sorry to say, even if you visit porn sites, it's a black ebony chocolate. You see those words? It's just to fetishize. And yeah.
Ah, amazing. And then now in this time of like just growing up, like were you always like into art and like music, presentation? Like what was your life like during this time? Where did you draw inspiration from?
My uncle, I'd say dad, because I'm an African woman, so you don't have uncle. Your father's brother is your dad.
Is your dad, yes.
My dad is a musician. He plays drama and sings and acts. When I was in my primary school teachers did not want smart children to be involved in drama.
Yeah.
Unapenya hivi, you're going to sing. Back to class, back to class. But also during that time for me, singing and being involved in drama in primary school was just to get outside school.
Yeah.
And in high school, I did not participate in drama nor music festival at all. But then I remember my Swahili teacher, Mr. Matuli, who just wanted me, can you go and do public speaking, prepare a topic on this? But it never materialized. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's because that time I'm also battling identity of standing in front of people and color during that time too.
Yeah.
But I loved music. I listened to music. My father listened to music all the time. And I loved playing and impersonating people during plays. But I had a specific kind of art I wanted to consume. And I've been very, 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 I think, serious and about this. I used to watch specific arts. You know, I think I don't like even books that I used to read when I could now read materials and discern on my own. But I loved art. I loved playing. I loved watching plays. I do love watching plays. So I think I've been an art lover since, but not really in participation now in my latter years. Like now, when I was in campus now.
So now you studied agribusiness. And then how was it? How was like the switch? Because I'm like, what you're practicing and what you're doing and agriculture on,
one time I had reposted a certain hashtag that my friend posted on her status. But even growing up, I told her I was a very political person, so I talked in spaces, and she invited me to this meeting. I went there because I was so broke. So I was there, let me just get these 2,000 shillings and go home. But then you sit in a meeting and like, what are you people saying? And you ask for the microphone. And I'm 20, I think around 20. My father had died, so I think I was like 21. And I speak, and my village mate, friend and comrade Collins was there. And then he says, you should come and join Kondele Social Justice Center. And I joined Kondele. But then during time I also was in campus still. But I used to just talk about oppression. But that time I was a fucking liberal. Lord, please forgive me, because I was just concerned about my own freedom, and for me that was all mattered. But also with the time, I am learning, I am reading, I'm getting to political classes. I am really debunking. I'm struggling with contradictions. And this is where we are. But I think any other thing can be roped in the struggle, even in economics. Is to say that the economics that we are taught by a system is to continue to blame ourselves on the poverty that we know is systematic. It's agribusiness that I am being taught about value chain. And what is value chain? If a people cannot control the means of production, if a specific set of people sit somewhere else and decide for us the market prices, but we, the farmers, the workers who till the land, cannot determine. So I think all of these things can be roped in to look at it in an eagle eye, through this political consciousness. So it was not wrong me studying agribusiness. It's only wrong if I continue to, with this political consciousness, not to look at it in that angle. But it's sad to say that I have not even practiced it kidogo, because I'm still fighting contradictions. But as I also said earlier, that I'm looking forward to organize women peasants in my village in Gim, to just organize them, for them to produce, for them to own land, and also for them to have a say in the pricing systems of this country.
Of this country, because I was talking to like some other powerful lady in Homa Bay. I think that was on Monday. So she was talking about, she also has like these social enterprises that encourages women, and then it builds women, and then they also have a lot of conversations around it. So like according to her research, she said like most of this like the gender-based violence, most of the time, 3/4 of the time was just due to like lack of food. Like someone was beaten because they asked for money for food, or there was no food, or there was something just around food. And then when she decided to do these social enterprises, and then these women are more empowered, and then they also maybe like chipping into the bills at home, then the rates really went down. So it was also like a way to encourage the society and to also build the society. Like when these women are empowered, when they're self-sufficient, when they're also like providing food and chipping in, and they are not really like struggle, and then the family was well fed, like all this just went down. So it's,
you know, it is true.
Yeah.
And GBV, I'd speak specifically for GBV in this context. It's, and Thomas, I'll say his name here almost all the time. Women and men wage the same war. And to address GBV, you have to address the exploitation that men and women as workers face. We cannot address GBV solely as a women issue, and we cannot just make it pitting one gender against the other. And GBV often at times, the way people consume it denies even men that they can be survivors of gender-based violence. Because see, I am in a house, I stay in the informal settlements, how you call it, where the conditions are very deplorable, but your husband comes home. At his workplace, he's been exploited, indignified. He's not been paid well. Then he comes home, and there still you as a woman has to survive his exploitation too. And for us to continue to combat GBVs, is to improve the working conditions of a people first, of a woman and of a man. Then come later and address the exploitation that women survive, and also working people survive as a people. And it's true, if you know, even in the ghetto, people fight because a man cannot pay school fees for the child, and they were thrown away from school. We cannot eat, and a woman is so burdened by, you know, the conditions at home, and those are what people fight for. It is not something out of the blues. It is the conditions. It is the material benefits. You know, that's what people fight for. And we cannot address GBV without acknowledging that it's systematic. If education system was free, we could not have children being thrown away from school. If medical health care, I will not say affordable to you, cannot be, it's a very relative term. If you could access medical health care, if men and women were paid, and their labor, what they were paid, you know, were equated to, you know, their labor was equated to what they were paid, it would be. But to address GBV without looking at that conditions, it's so unfair, and it really does not get to a logical conclusion that helps combat the evil itself.
Amazing. How was the experience working at the Justice Center?
I am still there. I am still in the Justice Center. Oh, but Lord, I have a lot of stories which I will not share now.
Just share.
I was going to be a luo, so you say now. But
it's still okay.
I think the justice system, the Social Justice Center, has been eye-opening to things that you really don't know that do exist. And I think that the social justice movement continues to do a lot of hard work, a lot of hard, incredible work in the liberation of our people. And in Kondele Social Justice Center, it's home. It's just like a 2 minutes walk from my mother's house to where the center is located. And to sit there is also to try to fight the fact that people think you're a messiah and you're going to solve the problems of the community. And also it denies the fact that it's you know, it's multifaceted. There are things I can do and I have to let another person do. And people don't even know that. And those, I think, are the worst things about being in the movement sometimes. But I think the greatest part is just doing the Lord's work. I believe that we are God co-workers.
Yeah.
So for me, it is just helping our people, bringing consciousness to our people, and educating the masses. But sometimes it gets a toll on you personally, especially people who are fighting with savior syndrome. And it is, although it is a good thing, it's been liberating to know that you're part of a generation that continues to move a struggle from a certain point to a certain point. Yeah.
Has the struggle always been there? Because also, as you answer that, like when you even Google and search the word Kondele, like what you just see is chaos, demonstration, throwing stones, demolishing things. How has it been, like in terms of just having like a justice center for it, and what are the social economical changes that you've seen and the things that people advocate for, the things being achieved, or how's the conversation?
The struggle is there. Franz Fanon, I think it is his birthday today. It was yesterday. When was 18th?
When is today? Today's 20th.
I think it was 18, 19, 20. It's around. It's Franz Fanon's birthday, and he says that resistance is unending. That you do this, you know, the struggle. It's unending. You finish this, then you have to finish that. And the struggle of a people in Kondele is the same as the struggle of a people in a place in Kiambu in deplorable conditions. But I think this is the making of the media to continue to paint Kondele people as rogue people who are thieves and who steal and stone. And it denies these people who have been in the front line of fighting for their rights. And you know, I think violence it's not a good thing. But the violence of a people in Kondele who throw stones and who burn tiles cannot be compared with the violence of this system that continues to put them in the same situation. You cannot compare violence of people who try to fight for dignity with the violence of a system that tries to maintain the status quo. It is very unfair for the people. But then the people in Kondele are struggling. I am one of them, and we are struggling socially, economically. There are no jobs. There are youths, 100 of them, who've gone to school. I think if education was an equalizer, then the people in Kondele, even those that do not have the basic education, they are craftspeople, they could do, you know, jobs and still make a living. But then these are people that have been denied. And the insecurities, the theft in Kondele is a result of, it cannot be combated with 110 police stations in Kondele. The only thing is give the youth job. Let them work. We're not saying that if you give them jobs, they're going to be good people. Yes, evil, I think, to human beings is inherent. But give our people job. Give them jobs. Then we will improve the social economic conditions of the people in Manyata. And yes, they could be working as watchmen, as the teachers, you name them, but even in all those fields, there are people who are being exploited. So Kondele being painted as a people who are very chaotic and rogue cannot be compared to the system that still puts the Kondele people in the same in the same environment.
And then these travels that you've done across Africa is courtesy of like the social center fight for justice?
Not really, not really. Africa seems like I've been to 10 countries.
No, not so.
But yes, I get you. It's to South Africa, it was an international course. And also Thomas says that when you don't have an ideology, you are just, you could be a thief. For us to, this word keeps escaping me all the time when I want to say it. You could be a potential thief without an ideology. So when I went to South Africa, I had started my journey on political education. Well, South Africa was just to sharpen what I have. but also visit places, just me also applying for these fellowships and things, just to see how people think, and also to continue to connect the struggles, because I know the struggles of the people in Kenya, poor working people in Kenya is the same as the struggle of people in Cameroon, in Djibouti, in Soweto, in South Africa. In a visit South Africa, people are telling me, why did you come back? And because for them, South Africa is a land of bread and of manna. Hey, you are in South Africa. But there's people in South Africa, in this place that we visited, it's called, I forget it, but they're fighting against landlessness. They are homeless. And they would say that apartheid ended in South Africa, but the 99% of South Africans do not own land, do not have proper housing, do not have jobs. And someone in Kenya wants me to stay in South Africa. It is not, it is the same. The struggles is the same. If you'd gone there now, you're going to fight xenophobia still, which is also a making of the system. You think that my enemy is a poor Kenyan or a poor Ugandan. Well, your enemy is your rich fellow countrymen, and the white supremacists therein.
That's really interesting. And then I'll bring in the conversation, because I also liked about the piece that you shared about like you normally celebrate International Women's Day, but you also celebrate like International Women Working Day, and then also like your interaction with women, and also like the fight for not really rights, but for like social awakening in terms of just how people relate across Africa.
For us, March 8th is just not International Women's Day, it's International Working Women's Day. It is to acknowledge that the working women continue to hold the sky above, because it is the women who, through their hard work, through their care, continue to, put this nation. And the women in this country are waging the class war. Then they have to fight against patriarchy too. But also patriarchy is not men, it is a system that has enabled male dominance. And it is a system that, sometimes even it does not benefit men too, because if you're a poor man, now patriarchy will not benefit you too. And it is to acknowledge that sometimes as a women, we as a country might experience independence, but the women still cannot feel this independence, because they too are still fighting for freedom in a system that continues to exploit them. And that is why, for me and for people who are like-minded, we continue to talk about the total emancipation of women. And that can only be achieved if we argue with this system that exploit them. And until we make those women themselves aware of their conditions. Because liberators are not born. Thomas Sankara wasn't a liberator. The Venezuelan, who do we call him? This Venezuelan president, Hugo Chavez, was not a liberator. The people in Venezuela liberated themselves. So for you is to make a people conscious of their conditions. Then they will just find it easy to follow you. And you cannot approach a woman and tell them, see, I'm going to be Jesus and carry your problems. Is to tell them that now this is your conditions, make them aware for them, and it will be so undeniable for them to just follow and be part of the revolution.
And then even as you even take it further in terms of like recently, even for women, like the Kenyan women in politics, you see like a lot of sexualization. Even it's not even like amongst themselves. Like they're talking about, you have to do like 10 rounds for you to get this. You're being paraded there and told to turn around and twerk and dance. And then these are the people that we admire, and we see them like as political leaders, as political pillars in terms of, let's say, like liberation and all these other things. So in terms of even just having their dialogue and their conversation, like where do we see this?
I think the political class in this country will not think for us, and they have failed terribly at the liberation of a people, and especially as the liberation of a women. And you know, representation is not liberation. The fact that we've had 10 women on the seats, the fact that we have a Kina Susan Kihika, it is good to have a Kina Susan Kihika, Gladys Wanga as women governors. But does it translate to I in Kisumu, to Chebet in Kesas as a young farmer there? Does it translate to, you know, Wanjala and Wangui? It does not. The fact, I think, in this system and the political class in this country is to continue to, you know, progress this anti-people and make revolution or liberation of a people so far-fetched. You know, because what is it when you're trying to make a woman turn, and you turn without questioning? Because when we put you there on power, it was not because of you to turn around and be sexualized, but also for me is to fight misogyny, which allows a male politician to put a woman through such nonsense. So I think that the political class in this country will not think for us, and they've never thought for us. And also, as a people who are woke, is to continue to challenge the kind of system that they are continuing to progress. And I am in utter disbelief, and it is concerning. It is really concerning. I saw that video, and I also see people bedevil other, you know, it's, what are you saying? It is 21st century. But we can still be, you know, put through or exposed to such. It is one thing. And I think it's, a lot has to be done by a people too.
And also, even as you take the dialogue further in terms of like coming from the Lake region, there's been a lot of like sex for work, as even like in the formal settlement, like where you have like sex for pads, and just say like even just the women like empowerment and just encouragement, like even fighting the HIV prevalence rates like in the Lake region, that's really high, and even just being a woman and fighting for feminism and all those rights.
I hope I get your question right. But for me, sex for work and also sex for material benefits, I just like to bluntly call it prostitution. And prostitution for me, it reflects on what the men in this country think of women. And also to blame the system that continues to enable men to exploit women. Because if I'm having sex with you for pads, I mean, it's not a choice.
Or even for fish, even for food and exposure.
And you know, it's in the same book where Thomas talks about the total liberation of women. He talks about prostitution and about even us. And you know, the funny thing about him and about what he says, and I agree, is to say that a woman who marries for material benefits is not different from a prostitute. You know, the benefit for her is that she, at least she has this, you know, I'm married. And you'd hear people tell you, Ati, if you give him good sex, he might leave a lot of money at home. And for me, what is that? It is still just selling our bodies just to enjoy these things. And for me, people having sex for fish, sex for pads, even sex to get promotions at work. It is a rotten society. A society where people cannot be given anything based on merit, where exploitation is, it's a daily thing that even you don't even see it. It's like, I just slept with him for that. And even blame a people who are trying to enjoy benefits through exploitation. It's like, you know, women in Homa Bay are very cheap. They're sleeping with men for fish. And we cannot see that this is an oppression taking place. The women here are being exploited. See, and the system is enabling it. And even to them, sometimes it's, I know they could fight. I've not really interacted with them in a personal level. But all I know and I can assert is that is exploitation. And even to them, sometimes it's that, sasa nitafanya aje, what am I going to do? And it's something we have to fight daily, you know, because while we are not allowing this, and sometimes we allow it because it does not concern me. I, as a woman who does not say no, I'm going to think, his own is a shida. There are people who are there, but I don't feel how the struggles of the women in Homa Bay are so connected with my struggles. Because imagine if a girl in Kisumu sells a body for pad, there's a girl in Homa Bay selling a body for fish. You know, for you to sell fish and survive your conditions, it's for me to sell a pad, for me to be able to go through my menstrual, you know, very well. So for me, it is the rot of a system, and it is a, and I believe Lenin says that there are decades where nothing is done, but we have weeks where decades are done. So for me, there is hope. There is hope in the emancipation of women and exploitation of a people and exploitation of women in this context.
So who do you define Achola as in terms of fighting for like your voice and your space in this society?
I would define myself as a class conscious person from the below for the many. I will define as myself as someone who argues with the system and with the class, and a system that has been built on unpaid labor over women. I think I'm going to define myself as someone who is consistently asking questions and just speaking, and I'm going to speak sometimes stupidly and whatnot, but let our voices be heard and let us persuade people too. So as I'm a persuasive person, a radical and a political thinker, I think I would define myself.
Yes, what do you see as not even like the future of politics or even like the future of Africa? Like, what's your political mapping like? Like, why are you passionate about politics? Why are you into politics? Why are you into liberation and these movements?
I grew up and I saw my parents work so hard. My mom is a food vendor. She used to sell chapatis, samosas, and nyoyo in my language. I don't know how it's called in English. But it's maize beans with beans.
Corn and beans,
What do we call it?
Maize and beans or
maize
corn and
beans
beans.
when you're mixed in the morning. In the evening, she used to sell solely samosas. My dad, at a certain point, did not have a sustainable source of income, but he would help my mom with the samosas and clean. And they worked so hard that when I was being told hard work, which now they're telling me to work smart, I did not understand it because my parents worked so hard. So for me, I see a liberation of a people first as African people to come together, Africa Moja, Africa Huru, to realize that who is our enemy and who is our allies. Our allies are all the people in Africa who wage the same war like us and who live in the same conditions. And I am passionate about political because everything is inherently political. Politics is in policies. It is in us having this conversation today. Politics is my hair, living it like this, me wearing this t-shirt. Politics, I'm passionate about it because the politics that we've been sold now is to bedevil people and to say that poor people do not work hard. Well, I am a daughter of a poor man, and man here I mean mom and dad, and the poor relatives who work so hard and whose labor has never bore fruits. So for me to be political is to continue to advance the struggle. For us to talk and say, I am a poor lady and see my mom used to work so hard. Why are you telling me to work hard? Because, and even people who work in companies, the workers who offload or do what, they are working hard. Well, the people who own companies are rich, and what do? And they're being told to work smart. To work smart for me translates to steal from a people. Because hard work is what pays. People must work hard. But what is work hard if we cannot enjoy the benefits of our hard work? So for me, I'm passionate about politics because I want to ask the right questions always, all the time. Yeah.
Like an end goal to it, like I want to take up a political position, and these are the things that I want to see.
Any other time when you get into politics, people expect me to run for
office, or
Achoki, we are the one giving you women rep.
Women rep,
you're the one we are giving, or it's like you're the one we're going to give a political seat. But is to, oppressed people like me would even be oppressors. I cannot. We are being told that the fact that women are prisoners and we have a warden, a female warden, does not make the prisoners free. It's to acknowledge that even me, if I would be a women rep, I cannot really help the conditions of the women in Kisumu, in Kenya, until the whole system changes. Because I will join them. Imagine having only one voice there. And we know what happens. We know what happens to politically conscious people. We've seen them being killed, being detained, being thrown to asylum, or them going to asylum. We know what happens to them. For me, I think my end goal is to continue to rally the people and make them conscious. So that when revolution comes, every person will be on the streets, will be ready to take up arms. If we're going to decide it's armed struggle, I think, which I don't believe that we can get it through the ballot. My end goal is to make a people consciousness of their conditions. And for me, it's not to run for a seat, because I know running from a seat is to join the system. It is to make a people aware of their conditions. And that is for me. And it's not something that I'll get to 40 and 50 and relax and say, I think the struggle continues. It continues until we die.
Amazing. And then even as we take it further, even in terms of like being a woman, being feminine, like your body. I think earlier you were talking about like your body, and then even like other ladies, like just appreciating your body and your being and just who you are, and then even like your African tenacity.
I think I'm growing up, I'm getting more feminine at least. Maybe if you say, maybe femininity will be described as having a few curves, I don't know. But I don't get your question well. But I think it's, being a feminist for me has come with a lot of struggles too. Because feminism has been a word that's been just thrown around. And you say something and you have a boyfriend, but you're a feminist. And now I wonder, does feminism stop me from having a boyfriend? I think feminism allows me to have a boyfriend, but also it asserts that me and my boyfriend can relate in as equal partners. You get? But people tell you, you're feminist, you're not supposed to do it. Oh, these are the feminists. A very derogatory term. So for me, as a woman and as a single, I'd say for now, child-free woman who is feminist, people would say, it's feminist. No wonder you're not getting a boyfriend. No wonder you're not. No wonder you're not. But it is to discredit what feminism really has done to the emancipation of women in this country.
When you look at the mirror, what do you see?
When I look at the mirror, I see a girl who's so wounded and broken. And I see a girl who, any other day for her existence is a struggle. And I just see a person. I don't see an idea of me. I just see a person who's living for the first time.
If you could talk to Achieng Achoki, what would you tell her?
We are waging this war. We are waging this war. And I know if I would sit with my younger self, she would be so proud of me. And proud of me in the sense that all those that I did hold in as a child, I am talking about them in places without trying to, be nice or hold words or massage egos. I am just there, so raw and so wounded. And I know that young girl is so proud of me.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's something to be super proud about. What's that one thing or many things that you don't know about Achok?
You know, I wanted to tell people that I know how to cook. But just every time I want to cook, my mom is telling me, add salt, do this, do that. So I wonder if I'm a good cook. But one thing that people do not about me, I'm such a lover girl. I'm like, I'm Viva, long live the revolution, long live. Comrades, we are fighting, we are on war, comrades. But I am a lover girl. And you know, people think that Che Guevara told us that all revolutionary acts are guided by love. And even me coming there, acting strong, that is love in its manifestation over people. And I am such a lover girl. At the sight of love, I am, oh Lord, you know.
Like flowers, chocolate.
I love flowers. I don't love flowers. I'd be lying. I've never been given a flower all my life.
Why don't we give in a flower?
I don't know. My partners have failed me.
Guys.
But it's
Oh, there are no flowers in Kisumu. I think there are like flower shops down the road.
I think I also don't love flowers.
Okay.
But also is me. I'm not against flowers or gifting in relationships. But this propaganda of flowers and chocolates, I don't get it. I've been gifted a book by my lovers. I've gifted them too. And I love chocolates. Yesterday I bought myself a chocolate only to get at the counter to realize it's 310. Hey, I wanted to tell the counter, I did not want that one. I wanted the one for 222. But then I took it.
Keeps changing.
And I'm like, hey, chocolates are so expensive and they're here in Africa.
Imagine.
But I love gifting and gifting people that I love, but not really making our relationship so materialistic. That for you the flowers and the chocolates would, you know, would be just stepping in for the lack of connection that we don't have, or just being materialistic at it. But I'm such a lover girl. Yes, but who's always single? Imagine you so I struggles.
Guys, why are you like this? How much the face? Some we need to paint more like a more subtle self of. But it's not. I like about people celebrating like who they are, like being the authentic self. At least, because one thing I like about like such people is like you already know your bargain. It's not that it was something that's hidden that you'll get to know peel the covers, like as you've seen it. That's how it's presented. And
I agree. It's because I think we are being told that when we are to get love, we have to present ourselves in a certain way. I have to be so soft and so feminine so that you can like me. But I think love in its form is supposed to find us as who we are. It's you walking in the room and saying that, you know, when I saw you say that, Viva, I knew this was the person I wanted to witness life with. And that is what love should be, you know, in our raw, authentic selves as who we are. Love, should also even help me be more vocal about things. And it should not deny me the Achieng Achoki that is in me. You know. But also and I was thinking about this when you asked me when I was talking about me being a lover girl. Every time people often at times want to say they're single. If we came in a room and I know 10 people there are single, no one will raise their hand because of the politics of desirability. But just because Achieng Achoki is single, and people say, why no one wants you? I know, because I have to be desirable, and that's why people would often at times not say I am single. Because if I say I'm single, it means akuna mtu, there's no one really that likes me.
So it's even hard. People like they put even on rings to just.
And I know people would, especially someone here, you know, behind the scenes here, I would like to know who I'm always dating, and they wonder, hey, Achieng Achoki has a boyfriend.
So they want to go look.
and look and meet those people.
Yeah.
And people have told me
Yeah.
even at times, hey, we want to see your partner.
Yeah.
If you get a partner, please bring him.
Yeah.
I think it's because they think that I've beat my lover up.
Yes, so they want to just compare notes and take things.
But also people
Yeah.
who want to know me in the romantic sense just want me to. They want to say that she's a feminist, so I'm coming to assert power for him. So
Yeah.
feminist can be, it is like domesticating for them a lion.
Yeah.
So they have idealized me so much, and then for them to come is to deal with their own issues about
Yeah.
them being able to just put a woman down and be,
Yeah.
just it's a whole lot, yeah.
Yeah, like even in the caveat, because even talking about feminism and culture, what I've seen, let's say, like even like from the Kikuyu community, like it was more matriarchal. Like even the naming system was based on the women. In the Luo culture, even like in the olden days when people were still crazily polygamous, it was actually the first wife or the wife that you have. He's the one who will choose like the other wives that you acquire. When you need to acquire land, when you need to have property, you need to have things, it was the woman who was actually given the mandate. Even the pass or the home savings, even like in the Luo culture, it was on the woman. Like it was actually the woman who used to like call the shots. But what is mostly portrayed is like they take, let's say, like the second fiddle, or they're non-existent. Yet when you look at even like the political movers and shakers, like women were actually more vocal and more voiced, and they're more change makers.
It is true, and it was from a woman to her clan.
Yeah.
But now the system just started changing. It's from a father to a son.
Yeah.
And it just denied women
Yeah.
power and also what we call dominance. And that is still a making of a system. And I know this joke is normally passed around about Kikuyu men who are named after their mothers.
Yeah.
And I think you see the memes, about them not being in constant relation with their father's roots. And for me, it is a very stupid idea, I'd say it.
Yeah.
Because I think women are greater forces.
Yeah.
And being named after your mother does not make you less of a man.
Yeah.
I think it's just a doing of us to continue to forget even our roots, especially from our mother's side.
Yeah.
And I was even telling people one time, I think it was in the video, telling them that when I was introduced myself, I said I am Anyagame and also Okeo Alego.
Yeah.
And for them, me saying the Lego thing for them was like an unnecessary information.
Yeah.
But I'm telling them, my father is from Game and my father is from Alego. I have families from both sides.
Yeah.
And it is something we continue to fight with. I think it's just anti-women. We can say that I don't want to be named after my mom because of two other personal reasons. That does not really demean a woman, but it's just a choice. I think I want to, because my mother to me was not a good person, blah, blah, blah. But to continue to disregard women in a way that, extends oppression and it's anti the women too. I will not be party to.
It's crazy, because even, I don't know if this one will make it to the episode also, but also in terms of, let's say, like women and culture, and then even let's say like the queer community, and also even like the oppression was mostly based on, let's say, like rejection. Because like in the olden times, the women there used to have like the female genital mutilation, which was such a harrowing process. And then apart from even just having that, you were still supposed to have like multiple kids. And then like when you undergo that and then you're supposed to bring forth a kid, it was like such a harrowing, painful experience. So you find like most women through that situation and then bring these kids through pain, they labored and brought these kids through pain. So there was like a lot of rejection, a lot of not having love, and a lot of not having that. So that's why you see in terms of, let's say, like even that, like that cultural sense. And then even when you go to Nyeri, whereby you see like there are a lot of like guys who are drunkards and all those other things, you even find out like most communities equally have like crazy drunkards, but it's just because of the diet. Like the diet is light, is not as heavy. So you even find like in places of, let's say, like Nyanza and Western and the coastal region, you have like heavy drinkers, but they don't succumb to the situation because like their food, like the base of the food before they go to drink is heavy, so they're well able to handle. But because of the diet there is light, and then because of the environmental conditions and how they are, yeah, so you find like all these men are weak, they're always being beaten and everything, but it's just cultural food. And just going back to what you were saying about being the breadbasket. Yeah.
You know, I am too thinking about when we talk about an African culture, it's important for us to know that which culture are we talking about.
Yeah.
Is it before colonialization, during colonialization, or after?
Yeah.
Because after was us just trying to, it was a replica of the
through life.
Western, of the white people.
Yeah.
And I am anti-FGM.
Yeah.
I am anti-FGM.
Yeah,
I knew that this
it
is
was
also
crazy.
an African
Yeah.
culture even before colonization.
Yeah.
But also of, you know, for me, drug abuse for me speaks
Substance,
to a decay of the system too.
Yeah.
Because people who drink, they forget themselves. People who are now addicted to alcohol, that they cannot become a proper functioning human being.
Yeah.
Is people who are trying to survive something.
Yeah.
Because what if we start that conversation that why is it that the men in Central as compared to the men in Kisumu are heavy drunkards?
Yeah.
You know, could it be their conditions? And to look at it without us having this prejudice of tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And we can have a discourse on that.
Yeah.
It is to understand a people first without our beliefs that are oppressing and without prejudice or any other thing to paint a certain sect of tribe people as weak. And I don't know why people peddle that the weak thing or weak people. You know, you are a man and a woman because of your human factors, but you're a person and you can be weak also, like weak, and I'm saying that in quotes.
True.
Because we've me with the boys I can beat up. I'm saying that it's something that it's I'm beating up boys. No, it's because I could be stronger than them, or if anything.
Yeah.
And it is just a human factor.
Yes.
But then it makes people that know as a man you're supposed to be the one beating. It's a society built on dominance, on who asserts power over the other.
Yeah.
But I think we need to look at the drug abuse in Central region.
Yeah.
As an issue without the lens of prejudice, that why are they drunkards, why are they being beaten by their wives, could be just conditions, because definitely even if you're drunkard,
conditions, and also because our biggest thing, because we're doing it under like the breweries companies, it was just the food. Like food is light, so aizi shikilia, but because if you say like you eat like ugali, you eat fish, there's like the food is heavy, so even if you take like alcohol in anini, but uko like you eat githeri and not so well cooked food. But
I'm blaming the if they say this, because why are they putting a lot of those chemicals in drugs that they that Kikuyu people who you say eat githeri
it's just food, and that's also cause conditions also. And then it's also like a discussion that you all need to have, like as a people, even as humans, to just go through these like these conditions and have like just more discussions like around it, and to build ourselves up. This has been really amazing. So this final one, if you had to have a blank check, unlimited amount of resources and unlimited amount of money, what will you do?
If I was to have a blank, unlimited resources.
You've just been given a blank check. Here it's a blank check, or even $1 million. Go.
I've just been given $1 million. What will I do? I think I'll use that money, as I said earlier, to just organize the peasants in my village. It is something that I envision, and I don't know even how to start from it, because I need machines. I need a resource center. For me, I think that is what I would do. That even me thinking, and I'm dreaming, and I know that all the deities and the Almighty and all my ancestors will help me, is that after furthering my studies, I just want to come and stay in the village. Because we will call where we are a civilization, but a civilization that continues to, create more evil, because the people in my village there do not enjoy civilization. They're still in very bad conditions.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I'll go back and organize the peasants.
Yeah. Amazing. So now as we move ahead and as we end this, what's the future? What does the future look like for Achok?
In terms of?
Yeah, in terms of everything, a 360 view.
I think
those are the guys you'll say, oh, when you run for office, when you are governor, when you are Madam President, El Presidente, El Mash. Like we're watching like the Mobutu Seseko's documentary, man. Like anytime he used to address the population, he like used to have let's say like faces and verses that people like do and like praise him, like Field Marshal, the conquering lion, the ever existing, the eternal, the what. I'm like, yo, you guy. And then you see, like, even in those times, they used to believe that he was like God. They used to believe like he was like Jesus. Because even like the news, the narrative that you're talking about, to change people's mindset. So he used to start it like he's going into the clouds. And then they sing the national anthem. And every time before the presidential address, they used to sing for him praises. Every place he used to go. Like, because it was just believed that this guy is a God and then he's eternal. Yeah.
The future for me.
Yes.
The future for me as a person.
Yeah.
Would be in academia. I am hoping to further my studies.
Yeah.
But also in my studies to progress the struggle.
Yeah.
That is what the future looks for me, is to furthering my studies and progressing the struggle.
Yeah.
Also the future as a collective.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a land, food and freedom.
Yeah.
It's for us to own wealth.
Yeah.
It's for us to grow and eat and process our own food.
Yeah.
It's for us to be free.
Yeah.
For me, it is a future of land, food and freedom.
Yeah.
And also as a person to further my studies and use it in a progressive and advancing the struggle.
Amazing. Like, there's no more to add. And then what a wonderful way to end this particular episode of Homa Bay Unplugged. I told you, and we've truly seen Achok in her being. Yeah, in liberating Africa, in liberating Kisumu, in just having these conversations around empowerment and also fighting for the struggle, and then just seeing equitable change and then having equity in all aspects of life. Yeah, so these are the conversations that we always live for. These are the conversations that we always want to pass across. If you are touched, like, post, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this is where it only happens. And big shout out to the collective, big shout out to Lolo Bookstore, and then to everyone who made this possible. Till the next episode,